The general academic view of the director of photography, or cinematographer, is a technician, responsible for the technical and practical realization of a director's vision related to image. However, in Underexposed, the neglected art of the cinematographer, Philip Cowan argues the DOP's role is not limited to a technical craftsperson whose expressive abilities are subordinate to those of the director. Instead, Cowan recognizes the key creative contribution of the role and challenges auteur theory, stating the authorship of any film does not belong to one individual. The late cinematographer, Freddie Francis, said, "There is good cinematography and bad cinematography, and then there's the cinematography that's right for the movie." As such, it is important that the DOP has a close, collaborative relationship with the director, bringing technical knowledge and creativity to an image which assimilates with the vision for the film. There is no set formula for how to shoot a scene, in the same way there is no formula for writing a good story. The approach depends on what commentary the cinematographer needs to add to a scene, or what aspects of the narrative, character development, or thematic concepts they want to represent. But how does a DOP craft this picture? According to Bruce Block, there are 7 visual components in every picture we see. These are space, line, shape, tone, colour, movement, and rhythm. These visual components make up the actors, locations, props, costumes, and scenery of a film. A visual component communicates moods, emotions, ideas, and most importantly, gives structure to what we're watching. From a technical standpoint, Setting Up Your Shots, a book by Jeremy Vineyard, offers apt insight into camera techniques of composition, crane, movement, and perspective. In particular, Vineyard recognizes how a skilled filmmaker can manipulate an audience's perspective, even draw us into the subjective experience of a character on screen.
I'm in cahoots with that fella or her? That's my problem, boy.
Point of view scenes offer a distinct insight into a character's perspective and can be used to increase the audience's emotional attachment. For instance, Terminator 2 Judgment Day shows a computerized point of view when looking through the eyes of the Terminator. Inventory point of view is a variation of this technique, in which a character carries an object in front of his face, such as a knife or gun. Further on camera angles, Kyle Cassidy makes comment on how these can shape a character standing. Shooting a subject from a low angle makes them look powerful and intimidating, while shooting a subject from a high angle makes them look small and weak. The classic example of this being in the opening of Star Wars: A New Hope, where Princess Leia is portrayed as vulnerable against the intimidating figure of Darth Vader.
"You are part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Take her away!"
The DP's role goes beyond camera and framing, however, also incorporating a consideration of lighting in scenes. Of course, where there is light, there must also be shadow, and as such now is an apt time to look at the cinematography of Gordon Willis, also known as the Prince of Darkness, who worked as DP on the Godfather trilogy. Steve Chacolin comments, "The film, characterized by its sepia tones, shadowy interiors and overhead lighting, helped advance the language of cinema."
I got a lot of criticism because they said, well, you can't see Brando's eyes. There were times in some of his scenes where I deliberately did not want to see his eyes, so that you saw this mysterious human being thinking about something or about to do something, but you didn't really know what the hell was going on.
In achieving the visual identity of the film, the DP not only works closely with the director, but also collaborates with the sound recordist, production designer, and first AD on set. To conclude, the role of the DP is to bring to life the visual aspects of a director's vision, afforded by a strong knowledge of technique and equipment, as well as a creative mindset.